Hey everybody, hey, I'm gonna do a beer I had way back in the 80s when I worked in New Orleans. I'm gonna be doing the Dixie Blackened Voodoo. Now I don't know if this particular beer was around then. I can't remember. It was the closest thing we had to craft beer when I worked in New Orleans. It was brewed in Louisiana. Apparently now on the bottle it says the century-old Dixie Brewery was almost destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, but restoration is underway. With the help of our friends, we're working hard to re-beer New Orleans and the rest of the country. It's closed right now as a brewery. Apparently it's being farmed out. This particular one was brewed by the Joseph Huber Brewing Company in Monroe, Wisconsin. Just a plain gold cap. Comes in at 5% ABV. It's just a lager. They don't even have a Dixie doesn't even have a website. I didn't see it mentioned on the Huber site at all as one of their beers. So apparently just being contracted out. Comes in at 5% ABV. I guess technically just called a Schwarzbier. I've never. Oh, a little bit of smoke though. A little bit of smoke. So let me get this in my glass here. And let's see what we have. I'm not expecting a whole lot. I know I had some Dixie beers when I was down there. It's sort of like Shiner and Lone Star in Texas. Sort of a local beer. The locals are fond of. But we got a nice ruby brown beer, fairly clear, bunch of fine streams of bubbles coming up. Got about a finger and a half of a fairly creamy looking off-white head. Not a bad looking beer. Not as dark as I expect from some of the German Schwarzbiers and stuff I've had, but still pretty dark for a lager. So let me get a nose on this if we can. Okay, everything's pretty light. The roast is there. Roasted malts are there, but they're light. You can get the sweetness from them, but it's light. Hops are light, kind of a light grassy hops. You just got some roasted, that lightly roasted barley, fairly ordinary smelling, mixed with some muted spices, maybe clove or something. Maybe just a hint of toffee, maybe a little coffee, but not a real strong smell. So let me give it a taste, see what we have. Oop, almost knocked the bottle over. Okay, it's slightly sweet. It's got a slight metallic taste near the finish. Like the aroma, there's not a lot going on here, but you are getting that roastiness, but it's light. Maybe just a hint of chocolate. There's not a heck of a lot going on here, but what is here is pretty balanced. I can get just a little hoppiness towards the center of the palate. Pretty thin. I'd say it's just a little north of thin. Carbonation seems fairly light. Not quite medium bodied. It's thin. It's not watery, but it's thin. Not a bad tasting beer. Been making nice session beer. Beats any of the macro lagers, that's for sure. There's almost a mineral-like yeast taste in here. The hops are really soft and subtle. There's nothing really outstanding here. It's just a lot of light flavors, but they're fairly well balanced. So let let this warm up a little bit. I'll add the rest to the glass. I'll be back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's been 15 minutes or so. I've been sipping on this, stuck it back in the cooler for a while, wandered around. Nice park here, so I really enjoy coming out to the park. As a beer, I notice as it's warmed up a little bit, the odors have come up a little bit, but they're still not really strong. This is the aroma, the taste. Everything's light. It's nicely balanced. I mean, it's a good tasting beer. It just needs maybe a little more intensity on the flavors. But it's still a good, easy, drinkable beer. Better than average for sure. That's a really well balanced beer. Sweet tasting, just a hint of hops there, but you've got just a hint of pretty much everything. So slightly above average, 5 being average. I'm gonna give the Dixie Blackened Voodoo, at least in this incarnation, brewed in Wisconsin, not New Orleans. I'm gonna give it 6 out of 10. Till next time, everybody, cheers. Keep drinking good beer.